Hey everybody, Maddie here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Friday, TGIF. Hope you're having a great one. We are looking today, in some sense, at this pattern that we're noticing where retail Bitcoin investors are entering the space while you have some institutional traders that are fleeing it. We'll take a look at that from a couple of different perspectives. We'll also look at Visa, which is now rewarding its users in Bitcoin. And we have a couple of other cards that you can sign up for if you're interested in these kinds of rewards. We'll mention what those are. And then we have news in the form of Crypto.com and Ledger with some partnerships. That's where we'll end things in terms of news. But we'll also be giving away today at the end of the video this week's CryptoTag Zeus starter kit. So stay tuned to that. You may be the lucky winner. Let's first start out with a snapshot look at the market. However, on CoinMarketCap.com, we're at $197 billion right now. We've slipped a few percentage points. As I mentioned, Bitcoin below 7K right now, $6,911. That's down 5% on the day. Other projects down similarly 5, 6, 7%. You have some that are down a little bit more, as you can see right here. Bitcoin Cash down 9%, Bitcoin SV down almost 12%. So not the greatest morning to wake up to, and unfortunately the negative news, like I said, is that we are now down below 7K once again. So that barrier is going to be resistance once again in the near future unless things change. Dominance right now 64.2%. Here on Decrypt.co, retail Bitcoin investors are buying the dip as institutional traders flee. That's according to a report. The Bitcoin crash has given retail investors a way in, but as institutional players are selling, spreads are increasing according to data from Coinmetrics. This all goes back to early March and that very jarring event that culminated on Friday the 13th. Unfortunately, that was a monstrous Bitcoin sell-off. And as written here, it coincided with significant losses across other major markets in the world. It shook out quite a few investors who bought Bitcoin post-2017. However, it is the contention of this author that for some retail investors, they took that dip as a prime buying opportunity. According to the most recent State of the Network report from blockchain analytics company Coinmetrics, quote, the number of addresses holding relatively small amounts of Bitcoin has been increasing since the 12th of March, since that particular crash. Quote, again, the number of addresses holding between 1 billionth and 100 millionth of the total Bitcoin supply, i.e. that many zeros and 1%, has increased about 6% over the last 90 days, according to the report. And similarly, the number of addresses holding between 100 millionth and 110 millionth of the total supply increased about 4%. Therefore, it stands to reason that you have some individuals that are buying up very, very small portions of Bitcoin. With small purchases increasing and new wallets coming online, quote, this could signal that adoption is growing as new users start acquiring relatively small amounts of BTC. I don't think that trend is indicative of, any kind of reason to celebrate just yet. It's a very small observation, but we are moving in that direction, to be fair. The founder of Coinmetrics, Nick Carter, had the following to say, quote, it seems to me that the recent crash was very much a case of retail buying the dip and institutional investors meeting margin calls or getting out of the market. After all, the March 12th and 13th crash saw over $1 billion in liquidations on BitMEX, and the ensuing capital flight saw 75,000 Bitcoin leave the exchange. Quote, clearly traders' faith has been shaken, be they retail or institutional, Carter said. Spreads between asks and bids is widening. The price distortion doesn't engender confidence. And then on the other hand, entirely here on newsbtc.com, you have some analysts suggesting that whether you're a retail investor or you're an institutional investor, one way or the other, everybody's going to be entering this space, and we're going to see some very fantastic Bitcoin numbers in the very near future. And really, it all comes down to the Bitcoin halving that is now just over a month away, if you think about it. Nick Chong here on Twitter, all data is pointing towards both retail and institutional demand for Bitcoin exploding. This comes as Bitcoin is about to see a 50% inflation cut, and as monetary policy is more easy than ever. A perfect storm, a quick thread. And if you think about it, he was referring to all that's happening right now with monetary and fiscal policy, what the Federal Reserve is doing in the US, and really what other central banks are doing all around the world. They are printing money very, very, very liberally in a response to obviously the pandemic and what is happening. They're trying to stimulate and perhaps jumpstart their lagging, their stagnating economies. And to a certain extent, I think the effort is understandable. I can see how there's almost even a responsibility or a moral imperative to do so, it could be argued. But that's the problem with money, isn't it? Is that when there's a problem in the system, you've got to reinvigorate it in one form or another. And the cost of that reinvigoration right now is that it's going to dilute the existing supply. It's going to create inflation. Money doesn't come for free. Every time a dollar is printed, whether it's $1 or $2 trillion, as the Fed is currently doing, that has consequences, unfortunately. And so I can agree with Nick here to a certain extent. Despite everything that's happening in the world, you really have a model in Bitcoin which is doing kind of the opposite, just based on its mathematical algorithm. It doesn't have a choice as to whether or not the block reward is coming up. It's going to happen one way or another in May of 2020. No central bank, no individual politician, no world leader can control that, and nor should they be able to. So it's a perfect contrast, this juxtaposition between what Bitcoin is going to be doing next month in May and what the rest of the traditional markets by way of the central banks are going to be doing in May of 2020. Here's Plan B on Twitter, by the way, at $100 trillion, suggesting that the Bitcoin halving is coming up quickly and is totally unavoidable. Now, I don't know what this is exactly suggesting, that it's going to roll over traditional institutions. This is obviously a boating accident. I'm happy to report that everybody was okay because they jumped ship and evacuated in time. I think the idea here is that in just over a month, one way or another, the Bitcoin halving is going to be a very jarring event. I don't want to steamroll other markets. I don't want crypto to be the winner and other more traditional markets to suffer. But I think this is going to disrupt a lot of things, and a lot of people are going to view it as, maybe down the road as a more significant or violent event than they're currently viewing it right now. Here on Bloomberg.com, we have news relating to Visa. They have teamed up with startup Fold for Bitcoin rewards on their new card. Again, this is on Bloomberg.com, and Visa is clearly a major name internationally, a major organization. So this is another mainstream opportunity, another avenue of adoption for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The mainstream adoption of Bitcoin is getting a boost from credit card giant Visa, which joined startup Fold to offer a card that earns rewards denominated in the cryptocurrency instead of airline miles or cash. And as much as 10% of cash purchases made with the co-branded debit card from San Francisco-based Fold and Visa will be credited to users in Bitcoin. Fold Chief Executive Officer Will Reeves said he expects it can bring a wave of consumers to the world's most valuable digital asset. Quote, people are not interested in spending Bitcoin right now, but are interested in accumulating it, Reeves said in an interview. If people don't understand Bitcoin as money yet, they certainly will understand it as a better reward. Very, I think, candid statement there, and one that I fully agree with. It's nice to see that he seems to be on the right wavelength. He at least understands people in this space. This does not seem gimmicky to me. Maybe it's opportunistic, you could argue, on the part of Visa, but I really like what Mr. Reeves said in that statement. That is very honest and very frank and very true. I happen to agree with it myself. For more on Visa and how they're evolving and what they're planning for the future, be sure to check out the rest of this article. We want to remind you guys, however, that besides Coinbase and besides Fold, there are different Visa cards that you can sign up for example, Crypto.com. And if you choose to do that, both yourself and Altcoin Buzz, we at Altcoin Buzz get $50 US if you use the link that we have in the description below. So although we are happy with these developments that we're seeing out of Visa, we do prefer the MCO Visa cards as opposed to the Fold variation. If you're in the market for one of these, again, go ahead, sign up with Crypto.com, use our sign up link or our referral code, and we'll both get 50 USD worth. You could check out more information here on referral.crypto.com/signup. And speaking of Crypto.com, we have news here from Ledger, at Ledger on Twitter. Pay and get paid in #crypto. You can now use @Crypto.com as a payment option on Ledger.com and get 10% cash back. You can discover more here with the link that they provide. And at Crypto.com on Twitter. It's coming in 7 days. Ethereum will be 25% off on the Syndicate Lite. Number 1, sign up for Crypto.com exchange if you haven't already. You got to stake CRO. And number 3, subscribe at 6 a.m. UTC on the 14th of April. More details are available on Crypto.com/exchange/syndicate #Ethereum. We'll link to this in the description below, but here's all the information that you need if you'd like to participate in that upcoming event. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, and I'll be totally honest here. I made a mistake. It does feel like Saturday to me because I have the day off today as far as my regular full-time job. And it's one of those things, it feels like a Saturday. So I announced that we're giving away the crypto tag at the end of this video. My bad, mea culpa, but stay tuned. We'll do that tomorrow. As you can see, we have a bunch of videos lined up. So if you've watched and commented on these videos, stay tuned. The winner of our crypto tag Zeus starter kit will be announced tomorrow. And by the way, guys, if you haven't done so already, check out our new video interview segment. We just interviewed actually Roger Ver in an exclusive one-on-one with Altcoin Buzz. So if you haven't checked that out already, the video is from yesterday. Roger Ver on the global economy. Check it out. It is a good watch. So once again, my bad, my apologies, but stay tuned. We'll be giving away that crypto tag Zeus starter kit tomorrow. That about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications if you've enjoyed today's video. Best of luck if you choose to invest. Best of luck in our giveaway. Again, that is happening tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But have a great Friday, everybody. A great Good Friday for those who celebrate. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.